You've seen this hero before, a solitary figure, usually of a divine bloodline, destined by ancient prophecy to save the universe. But if we look closer at these classic stories, we have to ask, who is traditionally allowed to be this chosen one? Traditional Eurocentric speculative fiction was built on fantasies of appropriation and white supremacist mythologies. The very foundations of the genre were designed to center a specific, non-marginalized perspective. In these worlds, Black characters are shoved into the margins. They are reduced to sidekicks, whose internal lives happen off-screen, or they are cast as exoticized, stereotypical villains. In a genre where the rules of physics can be rewritten, restricting marginalized people to the sidelines is a profound denial of their humanity. Even when Black characters finally get their moment in mainstream fantasy, their narratives are frequently predicated on historical pain or mimic a master-slave dynamic. This historical stowage plan for the British slave ship Brooks shows real-world horrors. The commodification of Black bodies is often ported into sci-fi settings as a shortcut to gritty world-building, forcing readers to interact with fictional worlds built upon the racist oppression of their ancestors. If traditional tropes inherently exclude Black joy and agency, then we need a new blueprint for world-building entirely. Breaking this trauma loop requires creators to stop inserting Black characters into white-centric tropes and start building new narrative frameworks from the ground up. Afrofuturism and Black speculative fiction serve as emergent strategies, active writing practices that organize the future by looking back at the past. Cultural theorist Tavia Nyango argues that we speculate specifically because we were once objects of speculation, bought, sold, and collateralized. One way to forge a new path is by grounding power in ancestral agency rather than random destiny. This deconstructs the idea that magic comes from a random, Eurocentric divine right. Instead, writers look to historical belief systems like 19th-century conjure, hoodoo, and African supernaturalism, which served as actual, tangible tools of resistance during slavery. Historical figures like Frederick Douglass documented these traditions as a complex bridge between old and new worlds, proving spiritual power was tied to survival. Grounding magic in the ancestral makes a protagonist's power a collective inheritance rooted in community history. It is a shared strength, not an isolated, unearned status. Writers are also reclaiming time and metaphor by subverting classic sci-fi tropes, like replacing a generic alien invasion with an alien abduction. Authors can metaphorically address the reality of colonization. Pioneering authors like Octavia E. Butler use devices like time travel to force modern characters to survive the antebellum South. This strategy forces the narrative to confront historical brutality while strictly centering the Black heroine's survival and sociolinguistic voice. Reclaiming time and metaphor transforms speculative fiction into a powerful tool for historical reckoning and reclaiming erased lineages. This work extends into the construction of Black sociolinguistic reality, the practice of allowing characters to exist fully in their culture without filtering it for an outside gaze. This diagram illustrates the components. Lived experiences, language practices, and physical traits like hair and skin must intersect within the world building. When these elements pulse outward to define a fictional world's rules, a character's physical identity and culture become the very things fueling the magic. In some settings, an astrological magic system might draw from real community beliefs, making the protagonist's specific identity the source of their unique power. Utilizing the sociolinguistic reality stops the gentrification of Black genius and ensures characters remain the centers of their own liberated universes. Subverting the chosen one trope decouples Blackness from narratives of pure trauma. It is a revolutionary shift in focus. This shift creates the freedom to prioritize Black joy, building lush, magic-filled worlds where Black characters reach the absolute height of their abilities. This provides vital escapism and hope, teaching readers that they do not have to be a sidekick in someone else's universe. They can be the magic in their own. Octavia E. Butler's advice was simple: write yourself into the story. We challenge you to take these ideas and deconstruct the tired tropes we all grew up with. Subscribe for more storytelling breakdowns, and let us know in the comments below, Which classic fantasy trope do you want to see deconstructed next?